Hollywood loves a glittering success story, but it loves an even juicier downfall. One year, you're hailed as the industry's freshly minted golden child. The next, your name trends alongside words like canceled, toxic, and box office disaster. Rachel Zegler didn't just ride that roller coaster. She practically set a land speed record on it. How exactly did a New Jersey theater kid with a viral audition tape pivot from Spielberg's darling to the internet's favorite punchline, all before her 24th birthday? Buckle up, because this tale twists faster than a studio accountant shredding flop paperwork. Rachel's ascent began the way 21st century fairy tales often do, with a smartphone, an empty living room, and a bold cover song uploaded to Twitter. 24 hours later, that clip spread faster than gossip at the Oscars. Steven Spielberg, always scouting uncut gems, reportedly watched the video, double-checked her age, and ordered casting to track her down. Months later, she was standing under studio lights, belting "Tonight," while a camera crew adjusted focus on a genuine overnight phenomenon. Critics raved that her voice felt like liquid brass wrapped in honey. And trade columns quoted anonymous insiders, calling her performance the kind of discovery that keeps Hollywood believing in miracles. On red carpets, Rachel radiated the wide-eyed blend of gratitude and disbelief audiences adore. Humble sound bites, tear-glimmering eyes, the whole Cinderella package. Social media stands responded in kind. Fantams, fan art, hashtags. For a moment, it seemed nothing could dim the spotlight destined for her. Behind the scenes, though, even early rehearsals featured a few discreetly raised eyebrows. Rumors, just rumors, crew members stressed, floated that Rachel occasionally bristled at choreography notes, arguing her body language needed to feel truer to the character. One assistant choreographer allegedly joked she'd directed more dance steps during a lunch break than some veteran leads. Was it healthy creative confidence or rookie hubris? Depends on whom you asked. Most chalked it up to nerves. A 20-something thrust onto a set stacked with Academy Award veterans was bound to overcompensate. Yet the Whisper Network logged every tiff, waiting to see if minor friction would spark real fire. Fire needs oxygen, and Spielberg's quiet demeanor sometimes suffocates drama before it ignites. But in this case, the legendary director's practiced calm may have added fuel instead. Industry gossip site The Real Reel claimed an insider heard Spielberg privately label Rachel horrible to work with. No recording, no direct quote. Just a rumor, but potent enough to fly around trade paper inboxes within hours. Spielberg neither confirmed nor denied it, opting for dignified silence. For Hollywood's rumor mill, silence counts as gasoline. Talent agents began asking, if Steven won't defend her, should I risk my next blockbuster? Entire think pieces analyzed backstage photos. Spielberg's smile looked strained. That handshake, a shade too formal, could be nothing or everything. The result? Rachel's shining aura developed a faint but visible hairline crack. Then Disney came calling with a poisoned apple disguised as a dream. A $250 million live-action Snow White? For a Latina actress determined to smash glass ceilings, turning it down felt impossible. Yet from day one, this opportunity behaved more like a ticking bomb. First came racist pushback. An ugly but sadly predictable corner of the fandom objected to a Colombian American princess. Then Disney announced the Seven Dwarfs would instead be magical forest beings, provoking outrage from dwarfism advocates and purists who wanted the classic intact. Peter Dinklage, hardly a fringe voice, blasted the studio for what he called hypocritical, progressive messaging. Rachel tried tackling blowback head-on. In interviews, she joked the 1937 Prince gave off stalker vibes and called the original film's message creepy. On paper, her comments aligned with modern feminist critiques. Online, they detonated. Clips were chopped, stitched, and memed. Pundits accused her of spitting on childhood nostalgia. Conservative channels flagged every syllable as proof of Disney's wokeness. To critics, she came off dismissive. To supporters, refreshingly candid. Unfortunately, nuance drowns faster than a microphone at Comic-Con. Within weeks, TikTok was flooded with mashups portraying Rachel as Snow White's real villain. As production slogged on, misfortune clung like a Stage 5 clingy ghost. The dual writers and actors strikes froze filming for months. A freak electrical fire torched part of the forest set. Insurance claims stacked higher than concept art. Meanwhile, a geopolitical test unfolded in the cast's Twitter feeds. Rachel's vocal support for Palestine clashed publicly with co-star Gal Gadot's pro-Israel stance, sending both fandoms into digital trench warfare. Disney PR strategists attempted a tightrope walk, limiting Rachel's press time, scrubbing certain tweets, reframing sound bites. Yet each restriction birthed fresh speculation. Fast forward to release night. Early tracking predicted a respectable $60 million domestic opening. The reality, $43 million. By the third weekend, Snow White limped to $200 million worldwide. Impressive for an indie. Catastrophic for a tentpole that needed $410 million just to break even. Disney execs scheduled emergency Zooms. Marketing analysts prepared spreadsheets titled Postmortem. But Rachel's next move kept the pyre burning. Asked why audiences hadn't turned up, she half-joked the upcoming Minecraft movie sucked up all the hype. Memers pounced. Viral edits depicted pixelated creepers blowing up Disney castles. The phrase, "lost to the blocks," trended for 48 straight hours. Industry veterans openly questioned if she understood the concept of personal accountability. Public sympathy usually rebounds with an earnest apology tour. Instead, Rachel vanished from major talk show circuits, reportedly turning down Good Morning America booking requests. Paparazzi shots captured her ducking through JFK in a plain hoodie, sparking think pieces about Hollywood's newest recluse. Simultaneously, Spielberg continued his masterclass in strategic muteness. Every time a journalist broached the subject, he pivoted to praising Ariana DeBose or gushing over the Fabelmans. Not one syllable about the actress he'd once introduced as the future. The louder the silence, the faster whispered phrases like soft blacklist spread. Top casting directors, wary of risking multi-million-dollar delays, allegedly unstarred her name on spreadsheets. Without any official decree, doors started nudging close. Yet, Hollywood also devours redemption arcs, and just when the obituary drafts felt ready, Rachel tossed a curveball. She signed onto an indie-leaning dramedy called She Gets It From Me, playing an estranged daughter opposite Marisa Tomei. The budget? Modest. The director? Fest Circuit-tested Julia von Heinz. The vibe? Intimate, raw, no CGI apples or 7 forest sprites in sight. Trade columns framed the casting as her first role since the Snow White fiasco, suggesting a strategic humility play. Smaller scale, lower stakes, character over spectacle. Whether that pivot sticks depends on choices far beyond a single film credit. Industry memory is long, but interest is fickle. Deliver a festival circuit tearjerker, and the same critics penning your downfall may champion your comeback. The blueprint exists. Matthew McConaughey slogged through a meme-worthy rom-com era before rebounding into Oscar gold. Robert Downey Jr. strapped on Iron Man armor post-mugshot infamy. But resurrection demands humility, consistent professionalism, and a media narrative that feels earned rather than engineered. Sources close to Rachel, speaking under anonymity for obvious reasons, insist she's committed to listening more than talking this time. That might sound like PR fluff, but insiders also note she's hired a new management team known for crisis. Still, skeptics raise an eyebrow. One high-profile producer, who requested his name be omitted, put it bluntly: studios don't gamble $200 million on second chances unless the first chance mess felt outside the star's control. Right now, everyone thinks the mess was. Rumors persist of an unofficial wait-and-see hold placed on big-budget offers until She Gets It From Me premieres late next year. Unverified? Absolutely. But in Hollywood, perception forms reality faster than a final cut rent. And so the question lingers: has Rachel Zegler reached the third act downturn before the triumphant rise? Or is she entering the dreaded "where are they now" montage? Her story already reads like a cautionary parable about modern stardom. How Twitter lives forever. How the algorithm weaponizes every quote. How a single unguarded remark about a pixelated video game franchise can overshadow 6 months of voice coaching. Yet it also underscores the thin line between confidence and hubris, between authenticity and PR catastrophe. Talent remains. Charisma doesn't simply evaporate. What fluctuates is public goodwill, and that currency trades on a brutally volatile market. For viewers, the takeaway may be less about Rachel specifically and more about the spectacle of Hollywood itself. An ecosystem that anoints, devours, and occasionally rehabilitates its brightest creatures. Perhaps she will return triumphantly, lauded for risk-taking and resilience. Perhaps she'll fade into trivia night questions about that Snow White remake that bombed. Until festival spotlights hit her next performance, the verdict hangs in limbo. So, consider this your invitation to speculate responsibly. Were the backstage horror stories exaggerated by click-hungry blogs? Did Disney set her up to fail with tone-deaf marketing? Could Spielberg's silence be a strategic legal choice rather than condemnation? Rumors swirl, facts drip, and the final chapter remains unwritten. The only certainty is that in the City of Angels, reputations can crash in a day and resurrect in a headline. Keep watching, because if Hollywood has taught us anything, it's that even the darkest forest sometimes hides a surprising second act. Like this deep dive? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next story that Hollywood wishes would stay buried.